We didn't go to a restaurant. There was no dinner. There was nothing. It's like, let's jump into the jacuzzi. This man starts telling me, I want you to be my girlfriend. I think you're my soulmate. I never met a woman like you before. All this stuff. This man is showing attention to other women right next to me. This man is spending money on other women right next to me. Welcome back to another video, you guys. I'm super excited that you're here because I'm going to be spilling the tea. I have so much to tell you, so hit that bell notification so you're notified every single time I drop a new video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe because you definitely want to be here in this place, in this space. Anyways, in this video, what I want to talk about is love bombing. So sis, do not let that man love bomb you, please. I have just been a victim of love bombing and I want to drop the tea and tell you guys what I experienced so that you can avoid love bombing. I personally don't think that I've ever experienced love bombing, especially to this degree. So this is what went down and these are the signs that you need to look out for. What happened to me was I met this guy and right away the guy was like trying to impress me. And so right away he was like, oh, let me bring you to my house. Let me drive you in my car. Let me take you on a trip. Let me spend some money on you. Let me do all of these things. It was very obvious that this man was trying to impress me. He wanted me to see all these flashy things. When we met, he's like, hey, come on, let's go hang out. I said, okay. And I was staying in a hotel. And so when I went out, he was waiting outside of his car and he drives a Rolls Royce. And so he opened the door and I'm used to a man courting me and I'm used to men opening the doors for me. So that wasn't, anything surprising. But with that, he's like, first things first, I want to take you to my house. And it's like, if you are getting to know somebody or if you are just meeting somebody, you're not going to take them to your house. You're not. That is strange. I'm a stranger. I could have been dangerous. You never know, right? And so I'm like, okay, this is strange, but whatever. I was like, okay, no problem. Because I felt safe around this person and I figured that, well, what's the worst that could happen? So anyways, we went to his house. He lives in this big, beautiful house or a baby mansion. Not one of those big 10,000 square foot mansions, but half of that. And so he's like, come, let me show you my house. Let me show you all my cars, all this stuff. I was like, okay. And so I went in and was I impressed? Yes, the house was actually very beautiful for a man that lives in the home by himself. So I was like, okay, this house is beautiful. We started having conversations and he's like, okay, yes, let's jump in the jacuzzi. I'm like, okay, like this guy's taking it to the next level. We didn't go to a restaurant. There was no dinner. There was nothing. It's like, let's jump into the jacuzzi. So for me, that was a red flag because I'm like, the jacuzzi is kind of like an intimate place. And I'm like, you already want to walk into an intimate setting, right? So that was a red flag. So if somebody wants to get into an intimate space with you right away, like day one, that's a red flag, okay, sis? That is something that you need to be alarmed about. I went with it, right? I just told you, victim of love bombing. So that means I went with it. And so this man starts telling me, I want you to be my girlfriend. I think you're my soulmate. I never met a woman like you before, all this stuff. The first day. So if that's not a red flag or signs of love bombing, I really don't know what it is. Sign number 2, if a man is telling you, I love you, you're my soulmate, I want you to be my girlfriend, I want to be in a relationship with you, and they've only known you for 5 hours, that is a red flag. Anyways, I started putting my guards up and I was like, okay, let me protect myself because this is getting strange. So I'm like, you need to get to know me first before you start saying these these things, right? Before you start calling me your soulmate, before you start telling me that you want me to be your girlfriend, all of this stuff, I let those things, you know, be known. The next day, he's like, I want to fly you out. And I'm like, absolutely not. I've known you for 48 hours, 24 hours. Like, where are we going? It's important to have boundaries, because these men that want to love bomb you, they are going to throw a bunch of offers. And you need to have standards. You need to have boundaries in place, because they're going to be throwing everything at you. What they're going to do is they're going to take out the ammo and they're just going to be throwing all of it to you, because the whole love bombing thing is, I want to show you that I'm this perfect man. I want to wine and dine you. I want to overwhelm you, be in your presence to the point that you don't have time to think and you don't have time to recognize the true version of me. You don't have time to see the red flags. You don't have time to even get to know me or to even give me a no. And so that's what they're doing. And obviously this is what happened to me. So now fast forward. So it's been a week now. So this man is telling me all the sweet words. So he's over complimenting, giving all of these sweet gestures. The baby, the sweetheart, the boo, the babe, the sugar plum, honey bun, buttercup, all of those sweet words. So he's over complimenting. He's saying all these gestures. The other sign is constant communication. So he wants all of your time. Why? Because he wants to overwhelm you with so much time and attention that you don't have time to reflect. You don't have time to pull back and see, hey, do I really want to get into this relationship? Or hey, what are the signs that I'm seeing so far in this person? So they want to over communicate, over give you attention, over take your time. So those are other signs of love bombing. Those are signs that I experienced one in the first week. Now, I will tell you, you will feel like this man is sweeping you off your feet. Why? Because of the attention, because of the compliments, because of all of the time you're receiving, because of all of the whining and the dining and the showing off and the glitz and the glam and all that stuff. You will feel like that. And so that's another sign. When it becomes too much, too soon, that is a sign of love bombing. Why? Because they're trying to over deliver and they're trying to do it in a short period of time. This man's goal is for you to fall in love with him. Why? Because he wants you to fall in love with him so that you don't even have a chance to pull back your energy. Once you fall in love with him, boom, he's got you hooked. He's got you right where he wanted you, and he knows that you're not going to leave him because you fell for him, because now you on the floor. Really, you on the floor, you fell. And so it's hard for you to pick yourself up and move on. And that's their goal. They want you to fall in love with them, one, and two, they want you to fall in love with them fairly quickly. Why? Because they need you to do that, and they need you to do it ASAP before their true color starts showing, before the real red flags start showing, before their real personality starts showing. So that's why they're doing too much too soon. That's why they're over delivering. That's why they're overcompensating, because they know the next 90 days they won't be able to sustain this mask, this facade, this story that they've told you, this lifestyle that they have told you or showed you, this attention that they have given you. They won't be able to sustain it. So with that being said, they need to love bomb you because they don't want you to go anywhere, because they want you to be an option, because they always want you to be there by their side, because they want you to be able to accept them with the flaws, with the red flags, with the distorted personality, because now you already love them. That's their goal. After that first week of all this love bombing and attention and sweet words and asking me to be his girlfriend, I don't know, 10, 15 times, I fell for it. I said yes. And so now I'm this man's girlfriend. You know, a couple weeks go by. He's like, I'm gonna take you on a trip. We going out the country first class. everything 5 stars. I'm gonna wine you and dine you. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm super excited. Go on a trip with this man that is my boyfriend that has been love bombing me. And so on the trip, the goal was, again, let me show you this lifestyle. Let me show you what no other man will do for you. Let me show you that you want me, that you need me, that I can do all of the things that you want. And so that's exactly what happened. So like I said, whining, dining, 5 stars, all this stuff, but there's only so much someone can hide. So if you are spending as much time as this man wants you to spend, you're bound to see the red flags, sis. You're bound to see it. So take heed to that. Pay attention to your intuition. Your intuition will not lead you astray. I'm telling you, it's from your higher self. Your intuition is always right. Your gut is always right. You need to follow your gut. So on this trip, we spent a week together. Red flags. This man is showing attention to other women right next to me. This man is spending money on other women right next to me. So at that point, I'm like, my alarm bells start going off. I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. This man is talking about other women in front of me. There's only so much that you can hide. It's easy for you to hide things when you're not with the person, but when you're with the person and they're right next to you, and then you start showing your true colors fairly early, there's only so much you can do. About 45 days in, I start seeing the red flags. I'm like, okay, this is the clearest day of red flags. So all the flags were green in the first month, and by the second month, some of those green flags are turning red. Pay attention to that. That is a sign of love bombing. Intimacy. Let's talk about intimacy. So this man is going to want to be intimate quick with you. Why? Because they want to hypnotize you. Or you know how they say it with the D word, hypnotize you, okay? That is what they want to do. So they're going to want to get in them draws quick. So pay attention to that as well. Sis, if you could hold out as long as you can. I know that we grown out here, but once you get into the bed, those soul ties develop. And so that is their goal. And they will literally like be intimate with you and look you in the eye. Why? Because they want you to fall in love, because they want to develop a soul tie, because once they start pulling back the curtains to show their true colors, they don't want you to run away. They want you to be an option. They want you to be that trophy on the shelf. That is the goal. So they're going to be intimate with you fairly quick. That's another sign of love bombing. Once you are love bombed, you done fell in love with this person. Let's just say, right? You fell in love with this person, or you was falling in love with this person. You're now emotionally attached to this person. You're now emotionally invested into this person. You're now dedicated and committed to this relationship. All of your feelings and emotions is boom, parked right there next to him. That is exactly where he wanted you to be. That is the exact position that he created for you. A position where you're now in his pocket and you ain't going nowhere. Why? Because you're in love. And so now, like I said, that first layer of the onion is going to come out. And so now you're going to see the red flags. Now you're going to see, oh, I really don't have time for you. So previously what I was doing was I was talking to you all day, every day. I was telling you all the sweet words. So now guess what? I'm not telling you any sweet words anymore. You're barely gonna hear it. It's like, oh, babe here, babe there. So the sweet words go away or are diminished. All of the attention that you were receiving, now you're going to see that attention is going to go somewhere else. It could go anywhere. It can go to work, to a business, a project, a partnership, another person, to family, to friends, to anything. But that attention is going to go somewhere else. So you're not going to get the attention that you was getting. Why? Because they were over delivering, over compensating in order to love bomb you. That is not the real intention that they were able to provide, but they were doing it because they wanted to love bomb you in those 90 days. Love bombing is 90 days. How long did it take for me? 90 days. How long did it take for you? 90 days. How long is it going to take? 90 days. 3 months. Literally, that's what these men do. They make you fall in love quick in 3 months, and then they pull the rug from underneath you, and that's where you fall, because that rug was stable. You thought that you was in a stable relationship. You thought that you was in a committed relationship. You thought that you was in a reciprocal relationship. Nah, sis. So they pull the rug from underneath you, and now communication has diminished, attention has diminished, sweet words has diminished, the dates have diminished, the whining and dining have diminished, the trips have diminished, the desire has diminished, the intimacy has diminished, the love has diminished as soon as that 90-day window closes. Why? Because it wasn't sustainable. Because that man wasn't able to keep up this facade for any minute longer. And so now those 10 flags that you saw, that all 10 of them was green, and then by the second month, half of them was red. Now by the third month, all of them are red. That is your reality. Sis, that is your man. Your man has now showed you his true colors. Your man has now showed you what he is capable of, which is, I don't have time for you. I'm not going to tell you the sweet words. I'm pulling back my energy. I'm pulling back my money. I'm pulling back my time. I'm pulling back my attention. All of these things. Why? Because he reached his goal. Like literally, he reached his goal. Did he fumble? No. Eventually he will if you woke. But did he fumble? No. That ball went right into the goal. Okay? He reached his goal, which was to love bomb you, to make you fall in love in 0 to 60 seconds. And did you do it? Yes. Did I do it? Yes. That's perfectly okay, because you can redeem yourself, sis. What I need you to do is to have standards, to know your value and your worth, and to not settle. Those are the 4 things that I need you to do. So when I'm saying have standards, are you going to accept a man to treat you the way that he's treating you? What is it that you want? Do you want romance? Do you want protection? Do you want safety? Do you want a provider? Do you want a good communicator? Do you want a father figure? Do you want equal partner? Like, what is it that you want? You need to know what you want, because that's going to put you in a position to know what you don't want. So these red flags that you're seeing after this love bombing window, are you willing to put up with those red flags? Are you willing to settle? So you have to have standard. That's 1. 2, you need to not settle, sis. Do not settle for what you see. A lot of us women, what we'll do is we'll think to ourselves, well, that's not how he was in the beginning, so I'm gonna just stay in this position and wait until he gets back to the man that he was. He's just going to something right now. He's just having a tough time at work. He's just having a tough time with his business. He's just having some issues with his family. He's just dealing with some problems. No, sis. That man had a mask on and he took the mask off, and now you're seeing the true version of him, the real Slim Shady. That's what you're seeing. And so you need to keep it real with yourself instead of making these excuses for this grown man that was putting on this facade in the first 3 months. So is that what he truly was? Probably not. You know, after the first 3 months, if he's showing you these signs, that is who he truly is. Those are his true colors. He is never going to get back to the man that he was in the beginning. Because the man that was in the beginning, that man was his representative. Do you want the representative, or do you want that true version of him? Sis, I know you want the true version of him. If you know that you was dealing with the representative and you know that the true version of him is not what you want, then don't settle. Don't settle, sis. Just make sure that you are really getting to know somebody before you actually get into a relationship with them. Because one thing about a love bomber is that they're going to not build a solid foundation with you, not want to be your friend. They're just going to go straight into the bed or straight into intimacy. Take your time, because you're worth it, sis. I need you to know your worth. I need you to know what you deserve. You deserve better than what this man is giving you. You deserve better than for you to be in a love bombing situation. You deserve better than all those damn red flags that you're seeing right now. There's someone out there that is your actual soulmate, that is the man for you. So whatever is meant for you, you can't mess it up, sis. So if God has this divine partner for you, take your time. Get to know that person. Build a solid foundation. Become friends first. It's a journey. It's not a race. So don't let no man out here love bomb you, sis. Don't be a victim like how I was. And I promise you, in my next relationship, I will build that solid foundation. I will be friends with that man first for months and months and months before I even think about taking it to the next level. Because love bombing actually hurts. You will feel heartbroken if you fall in love with this man and then he rips off his mask and then you're seeing, wait a minute, this is not the person that I met 3 months ago. This is not the person that I've been dating for the last 3 months. What happened? So that is all I have for you guys. So if you like this video, if you like this content, then you need to hit that subscribe button. You need to hit that like button too, because this was a dope video. And you need to hit that bell notification so that you're notified every single time I drop a new video. All right, I'm Christina Yvette and I'm out.